So from up on the roof, you can see where the box gutter that's unlined comes down. It definitely has some leaks. Here's the trim work that I spoke about, and you can see water. And when I pressed on this before, water just poured out. So this aluminum trim's holding water, and you can tell if I take a step back, you can see the weight of the water over time has pulled away at that aluminum, and it's actually a valley. So it's definitely not level. Needs some work there. I recommend them rework that to either repair the box gutter or replace with a regular style aluminum gutter. This is a view from the front of the street. Seems like this would have been a business or something like that at one time. It's hard to tell what this building was, but each one of these, it's kind of dark. Maybe I could shine a light there and you can see a little better. Each one of these posts here are wood, and someone's really taken a lot of time to cover these with trim work. But you'll see in some pictures, there's one that was kind of pulled away, and I was able to, I think it was this one, I was able to peek down inside there, and it's rotted out. And that's what supports this box cutter. So you can kind of notice that there is a sag to it. You know, and I'll recommend that gets reworked too. But it has been relined. It can get you by for a little while, but I wouldn't recommend keeping that going for the long haul. So they brought the trim work all the way around. Needs some sealing right here. Water can get in, and that's wood underneath. More problems. They brought the aluminum trim, and they stopped short this electrical service. So this is the old electrical service, and this is a new one. They're halfway done. It hasn't been hooked up to the pole. There's also no meter base attached. I don't know what their plans with that are. Since it's here and new, I'm sure they intended to have that done. So I'll just recommend that they go ahead and swap that out. It looks like the new panels here as well. I don't want to get ahead of myself. This is the furnace discharge. Here's the AC unit. You can see the manufacturer's tag. Serial number's 0509. That's either the 5th week of 09 or the 9th week of 06. I'll run the numbers and get an exact date on this AC unit. It does have a disconnect here on the outside. You can see the hose bib ran here on the outside. Not a professional job. In plastic pipe. Just because this is exposed to the elements, I'd recommend that be insulated. This is the basement access. There's actually 2 points of access, and I haven't been in there yet. I don't know if there's a wall, because this is actually what has happened is this has been added onto over the years. This was the original structure, and then this is the addition. This was cut in. And then there's actually a third addition as well. Also, we have these old windows I've been in. They're not counterweighted or anything. There's several that have some cracks in them. but there's also some new windows. So I'll recommend all the old windows be replaced, the ones that aren't operating. Another thing I wanted to point out was there's just a few, in a lot of places with the vinyl siding, missing pieces. You can see it's here on the ground. It's wind blown. The J channel is here as well. I guess it was an unfinished job. Some peeling paint on the wooden box cutter. You can see right there in the corner there's some rot forming. We'll just chalk that up as that needs to be reworked as well. The older window, yeah, that be replaced. Also, there's a bathroom window on the side that doesn't seem to be in too great a shape. Along with the siding, there's, for somebody who ran a trimmer, a string trimmer, and there's a lot of places. It's pretty common with vinyl siding that I see a lot. You know, things like this. I mean, it's wood rot. This newer windows, the screens coming out, the seal. When this was a duplex, there was the dryer vent here. There's no dryer vent or no laundry service here at this time. It could be easily put back. There's also a washing machine hook up there. See this aluminum gutter? I would have liked to have seen them replace all that with this. 2 layers of shingles. You can see there's a couple nail pops. Problem with that isn't a driving rain. Water can come in through the nail heads. It's another view of the back. I'll just scoot it back a little just so you can see. What they use is the termination strip there at the roof is actually heating duct. I'd like to see regular aluminum trim used. It's a newer chain link fence. It's in really good shape. Gate's in good shape. And it goes all along the back here. They stopped short around this tree and then started back up. I guess this is the neighbor's fence and this is the fence that belongs here. If you noticed on the other side there was an entry door. There's also an entry door on this side where they had the duplex. It's an old porch light here. Power is not hooked up to this at this time. But it still gets written up. It's never good to have bare wire sticking out the side of the house like that. So it's a mixture of newer windows and older windows. I noticed in the trash here they'd done some trim work with this brown aluminum to match that. What they did around this window, this looks fairly decent. And they could need some finish work, some caulking. Here, there's some heat damage. I see this on a pretty regular basis too. Someone was using a barbecue grill, melted the vinyl siding. That needs to be replaced. And I don't know if they did it twice or if it started here and they moved it, or what this hole was. Maybe it was sunk in. I don't know. It's kind of putting my skills to the test, and my firefighter side of me is coming out as well. Thinking about that. You can see where this downspout comes out, turns, goes along the front side of the house. It terminates here. It's that's going to add to water coming into the basement. Fairly simple fix. And what they've done is they've dug out here and ran underneath this newer sidewalk the downspout drains. There's one here, and then there's one just in front of this red car here. Speaking of my firefighter side, this brick is a facade, and there is brick beneath it, the original facade of the home. But when I see things like this, I think about if there was a fire in this room, that this wall could collapse. But somebody spent a lot of time here to put this brick in, and with all the trim work on each one of these old wooden supports.